Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to my video game pickups for July 2019. As per usual, gameplay footage included for every game on this list. And first up we have Castle of Dragon for the NES. This is a side-scrolling hack and slash game, and naturally a princess has been kidnapped by a dragon and it's your job to rescue her. As you make your way across the screen, dodging fireballs, bats and whatever else comes your way, and cutting down any zombies, skeletons and demons that provoke you to make it to the next area. The game includes power-ups, boss battles and even some platforming as you can duck and jump around, and you also have use of a shield, but it's mostly decorative as it doesn't really block anything. You just have to keep running into enemies, hitting them and hoping for the best. That's Castle of Dragon for the NES. And next up we have Arkanoid, Doh It Again on the Super Nintendo. This is a puzzle game. Arkanoid, one of the best-selling, most loved video games in history, is back with more challenges and special features than ever before. In your scout ship, you'll be racing through a galaxy crowded with solid blocks and powerful enemies, clearing the path with laser beams and energy balls. You can test your reflexes in 99 levels of twisting puzzles, utilizing 9 types of power capsule upgrades that drop from shattered blocks. The game is also compatible with a mouse for enhanced maneuvering control, and 2 people can play together in simultaneous game modes. Arkanoid has finally made its long-awaited return and will push you to the outer limits, so let's do it again in Arkanoid Doh It Again on the Super Nintendo. Next up we have Mega Swiv on the Sega Mega Drive. This is a top-down shoot-'em-up, and is also known as Firepower 2000 overseas. Somewhere in the mid-Atlantic, a mysterious race has created an awesome military force. Now the world looks to you to destroy this terrifying threat. Desert, jungle, and volcanoes are just some of the locations where you must face a remorseless, relentless enemy. Then finally, at the heart of the enemy complex itself, you will confront the most intimidating collection of military hardware ever assembled. That's Mega Swiv on the Sega Mega Drive. And next up we have Crackdown on the Sega Mega Drive. This is a run and gun game, and the game is played from a top-down perspective like Gauntlet, where you control one of 2 special agents tasked with taking down mad scientist Mr. K from taking over the world. The levels are timed and you are tasked with placing bombs and blowing up several key locations, then escaping the area before the time runs out, shooting down endless enemy cyborgs along the way. That's Crackdown on the Sega Mega Drive. Next up we have Nemesis on the Game Boy. This is a shoot-'em-up game, and was brought to us by Konami and is actually part of the Gradius series. In fact, the game also uses a similar power-up meter from most Gradius games. There are 5 fantastic stages to enjoy, each with a unique boss, and it's also possible to access bonus levels to collect 1-ups and other bonuses. It's a game I've been looking for a while, and I'm very happy to finally get my hands on it. That's Nemesis on the Game Boy. Next up we have Wizards and Warriors X Fortress of Fear on the Game Boy. This is a side-scrolling action platformer, and takes place after Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, where Knight Warrior Kuros sets out to the Fortress of Fear to defeat evil wizard Malkill and rescue Princess Elaine. The game consists of 5 chapters that comprise 18 levels. The gameplay is hack and slash, and in contrast to previous games in the series, is linear. You proceed by defeating enemies and opening chests for bonuses, and face off against a powerful boss at the end of each chapter. That's Wizards and Warriors X Fortress of Fear on the Game Boy. Next up we have Tales of Phantasia on the Game Boy Advance. This is a role-playing game, and was originally on the Super Famicom and later ported to the PlayStation and PlayStation Portable. But this is the only physical version of the game that was released outside of Japan. It's a tale for the ages. When young swordsman Cress Albane returns home to find his village destroyed, he sets out on a quest for revenge that transcends space and time. Join him in this updated classic featuring an expanded storyline where you will learn how to master your skills in real-time battles against powerful enemies, how to cook tasty meals thanks to an innovative cooking system, and much, much more. That's Tales of Phantasia on the Game Boy Advance. Next up we have Shaolin on the PlayStation 1. This is a fighting game with role-playing elements. Prepare for combat in the most authentic 3D martial arts-based fighting game on the PlayStation, encompassing the true styles of Kung Fu, featuring 1 to 8 player fighting action and allowing up to 8 players to compete at the same time. The quest mode in this game is what I found the most enjoyable, as it adds role-playing adventure, depth and longevity to the gameplay. Play Magazine describes it as the most exciting 4-way fight you'll ever encounter, and PlayStation Power says it's mighty impressive, so authentic it positively whiffs with Bruce Lee's B.O. That's Shaolin on the PlayStation 1. And next up we have Silent Bomber on the PlayStation 1. This is an action game. Silent Bomber has everything a great PlayStation game needs and much more. As one of the Silent Bombers, you are plunged into a stunning 3D world of the Dante Super Battleship, where the dark corridors and shadowy complexes play host to hordes of deadly inhabitants. Using utmost stealth and ingenuity, you must pick your way around every corner with the aim of eradicating everything in your sights. The game is fast-paced and boasts addictive arcade-style action gameplay through 26 diverse missions that'll keep your blood pressure rising and the adrenaline pumping from start to finish. The game also features 2-player support, and it has award-winning cinematics and global critical acclaim as one of the best action games ever. That's Silent Bomber on the PlayStation 1. Next up we have Legion, The Legend of Excalibur on the PlayStation 2. This is an action role-playing game with strategy elements. Take on the role of King Arthur as you wield Excalibur in a heroic crusade to recruit the Knights of the Round Table and restore glory to the Kingdom of Camelot. Embark on 13 dangerous missions in a world where knights live by the sword and mages wield the might of magic. You can cast more than 20 potent and spectacular spells to overwhelm your foes and discover a kingdom full of magic rings, amulets and weapons, including the legendary sword Excalibur. So live the legend of King Arthur in Legion, The Legend of Excalibur on the PlayStation 2. Next up we have the Sega Classics Collection on the PlayStation 2. This is a collection of remakes of classic Sega games, including Bonanza Bros, Columns, Fantasy Zone, Golden Axe, which is the gameplay you're seeing, Monaco GP, Outrun, Space Harrier, and Virtua Racing. Overseas, the collection also included Alien Syndrome, but that was removed from PAL versions to lower the age rating, which is a damn shame, as a 3D version of that game would be really cool. It's a compendium of unforgettable gaming history that lets you experience the thrill and excitement of the Sega titles that changed the world of video games. Now you can enjoy these classic games with enhanced gameplay and sound, so get ready to experience the best moments in gaming history again as you play the games that defined a generation, in the Sega Classics Collection on the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Underworld The Eternal War on the PlayStation 2. This is a third-person hack-and-slash and shooter game. Masses of vampires are slipping out of the shadows, bristling with modern weaponry and powers. And crawling from beneath the streets, the werewolves are enraged, itching to tear apart their eternal enemies. You sit in the middle of this. Your actions alone determine whether your side suffers a crushing defeat or stands on the corpses of your enemies. Recreating all the action from the blockbuster movie, Underworld asks just one simple question of you. Which side will you choose in Underworld The Eternal War on the PlayStation 2? Next up we have Galleon on the original Xbox. This is an action-adventure game, and is also known as Galleon Islands of Mystery overseas. The game comes from the creator of Lara Croft, and is a tale of adventure, mystery, romance, and revenge, offering action in daredevil heroics, superhuman fighting skills, and jaw-dropping athletics, and the opportunity to explore a beautiful original world spanning 6 huge islands, each of epic scale and detail. The game promises hours of exploration and challenges which unravel peerless storytelling with unforgettable characters, charming and dangerous. FHM says it's an instant classic, and Computer and Video Games says it's totally unmissable, giving it a score of 92% and a CVG Gold Award. That's Galleon on the original Xbox. And next up we have Legacy of Kain Defiance on the original Xbox. This is an action-adventure game. For the first time ever, play as Vampire Kain and his arch-rival, the soul-devouring Raziel. Use their evil, destructive powers to attack and destroy your enemies in this dark odyssey from which only one of these anti-heroes can survive. You can experience both characters' fearsome battle skills and quests for revenge through alternate chapters, and battle against advanced AI using amazing combo moves which provides intense and enforced combat. So feed your dark hunger by sucking the blood and devouring the souls of your enemies to survive, and unleash your inner evil in Legacy of Kain Defiance on the original Xbox. And next up we have New Legends on the original Xbox. This is an action game and an original Xbox exclusive. In the future, China is a world where mythology and technology meld together, but Zhao Gon plans to destroy all that is good, and so few are left to fight. So approach battle with the style and skill of a warrior performing dramatic martial arts moves. You can choose up to 15 weapons including melee and ranged, or a combo of each, to use in battle, and defeat the half-demon villains to acquire their legendary weapons in battle to free China. The force of one man can change a nation in New Legends on the original Xbox. Next up we have Alone in the Dark on the Xbox 360. This is a survival horror game. They said Central Park was for the people. They lied. Central Park was not built as a haven for the people of New York, it was built for something else entirely, and the truth can no longer be contained. As in one apocalyptic night, Edward Carnby must fight unimaginable forces to reveal the earth-shattering secret of Central Park, in an intense story which unfolds in thrilling episodes with action, plot twists, cliffhangers, and through exhilarating gameplay with blockbuster action, tense exploration, dangerous driving, and vicious fights. The game also lets you improvise to survive, as you can use your imagination to create devastating new weapons. Maxim gave this game 4 out of 5, and FHM also scored this game 4 out of 5. New York will never be the same again. In Alone in the Dark on the Xbox 360. And next up we have Wet on the Xbox 360. This is a third-person hack-and-slash and shooter game. Become Ruby Malone, a gun for hire equipped with an arsenal of acrobatic moves, over-the-top sword kills and dual pistols, and experience the freedom to shoot anytime, anywhere, in an adventure spanning 3 continents. Unreal acrobatics, fantastic aerial sword attacks, and a high body count combine for the ultimate interactive action experience, where the game seamlessly blends 3 types of gameplay with a 360-degree slip aiming gun targeting system, sword fighting, and acrobatic ability, as you experience the style of a unique retro film visual treatment with stylized characters and an original 70s-inspired soundtrack. Destructoid says the stage is definitely set for a great action video game. So lock and load in Wet on the Xbox 360. And finally we have Project Zero Maiden of Blackwater Limited Edition on the Wii U. This is a survival horror game, also known as Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater overseas. The limited edition includes the game, a steelbook case, an art book, photographs, and a double-sided poster. The game puts you in the shoes of 3 characters exploring haunted locations such as ruined buildings or dark forests from a third-person perspective. As you explore the game, you'll be confronted by ghosts, where the only way to fight them is with the camera obscura, which you control using the Wii U gamepad in first person. As a result, the game can only be played using the Wii U gamepad, as it relies heavily on motion controls, looking into the gamepad as a lens of the camera, and aiming it for attack. There are bonus Nintendo-themed outfits available for this game for the Western release. These include Princess Zelda and Samus Aran, which replace lingerie and swimsuit outfits from the Japanese release. The game also includes a special episode featuring Dead or Alive character Ayane, where, I kid you not, they collaborated closely with the Dead or Alive developmental team to, and I quote, preserve as much of her sex appeal as possible, such as how much her breasts would jiggle, I'm not kidding. The characters' clothing was designed to make them look sexy when it got wet. Regardless, this is a great game series. I'm happy to have this in my collection, so peer into the depths and behold fear itself in Project Zero Maiden of Black Water Limited Edition on the Wii U. And that's it. Those are all of my video game pickups for July 2019. If you like the video, please leave a like or comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. And if you'd like to, you can also support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you for watching. I've been MVL, and I will catch you next time.